Okay, well, let's start off with the one that people sent me. This was posted in Am I the Asshole? However, it was removed. Like, OP posted it once, it was quickly taken down. They reposted it in hopes, like, to, like, remedy the mods, like, problems they found with it,
Yeah.
essentially. And so they removed it again, but it was up for a while. Like, many people sent it to me, but the mods ended up removing it again because they felt it was like revenge.
Oh, wow.
And
All
they were
right.
like, this would be better suited in another forum.
Wow.
And so they removed it again. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Am I the asshole for canceling my significant other's birthday plans after finding out I was not invited?
All right.
Let me start the post off by saying my 21 female significant other, 22 male love language is gift giving. He loved to shop for people. He loves to give gifts, especially extravagant ones. For example, over the 3 years we've been together, oh my God. For example, over the 3 years we've been together, he's given me a car, 3 dogs, a new phone, and many more smaller items. I, on the other hand, struggle with gift giving, especially for him. He is the person, if he wants it, he will buy it for himself. 2 different times I had purchased him a gift before the holiday rolled around. He had went and purchased the exact same thing for himself. So finding something he both likes and doesn't already have is a struggle. This year, I decided I would go above and beyond. I set aside a couple $1,000, a lot for me, not so much for him, to make sure I can get him extravagant gifts. This year, he discussed with me he wanted to go to Puerto Rico. Immediately, I found a 4-bedroom house, more than enough room for his friends, him and I. I also booked a yacht for us to spend the day on. That ended up being more than I set aside for, but I booked the yacht anyways since he always goes above and beyond for me. And I wanted him to have a great birthday. Well, tonight I asked him if I should purchase his gifts here and travel with them or if I should go shopping in Puerto Rico. He tells me I was not coming. Note, earlier this week, he discussed us going to Puerto Rico. Also discussed how his friend, no named, would be traveling with us on this trip. So he immediately sensed my confusion. He quickly started backtracking and told me I would be coming just at the end of the week, missing his birthday.
Yeah.
My feelings were hurt at first. To think the person I wanted to spend my birthdays with doesn't want to spend theirs with me hit a little different. My feelings soon changed as I realized this also meant I would miss out on the yacht I went over budget on. Immediately, I went to cancel the yacht, trying to get some form of payment back since it had already been 24 hours since booking. The yacht was a surprise, so it was never mentioned. But after canceling it and only getting partial refund, I told him what I had planned. I also told him since I would have to wait 5 days after his birthday to even see him, his gifts would not be as extravagant, and I would not have things like a cake, decorations, or anything set up for him. He told me I was the asshole. The yacht was for him and not me, so regardless if I attended, I should have left the reservation in place. He tells me his gifts should not change since he will see me after his birthday. I disagree. I can't imagine spending thousands of dollars on gifts for someone just to give it to them a week after their birthday. I also cannot imagine spending over $1,000 on a yacht that I will never see. Am I the asshole for canceling my plans for significant other's birthday after finding out I am not invited?
I just don't understand how some people's minds work. I like when you were first reading the story, I was thinking, okay, this is him and her. She's gonna book this as like a couple's trip
Yeah.
because that's what it makes sense to spend your money on. Really, if you're gonna go above and beyond, it's kind of like share it with the two of you.
Yeah.
And then I was surprised, like, wow, okay, she's doing a bigger house to include his friends and make it a whole thing. Like, okay, now you're going above and beyond. Like, that's already going above and beyond.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you then turn that to, hey, I'm getting us a trip to go with you and your friends for your birthday, to, oh, yeah, you're not coming, right? How? I just see, like, this is not, I don't even know how to react because it's just like, how do you not understand?
They're clearly not connecting. I get red flags from this all over the place. I'm like, you're doing a big boys trip for your birthday. That's great, but like, don't make her feel like she's coming and then like to be like, oh, you shouldn't have canceled it. Well, okay, but like, are you going to pay for it then?
No,
Like
it's not. It
if
wasn't even a boys' trip though.
no, that's what I mean. Like he kind of misled her, I feel like, so she would maybe plan everything or like book everything. Either way, there's a lot of red flags going on. Like I would be really weirded out by this.
Wouldn't you just feel sick doing that in any way? Like, oh, like you paying for me to go do something and you don't even enjoy it. You don't even participate.
Yeah.
That just feels like I can understand, like, hey, I'm booking this for you and your friends to go do. Specifically, this
Yeah.
is me buying this for you to go enjoy with your friends, spot it, whatever, little trip, whatever, whatever it may be. That was not the case from the beginning.
No. She was supposed to be included.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it's really annoying. So I'm just kind of blown away with this one. I have never seen an OP comment more than this girl did.
Okay.
Like truly, truly, like I've never seen so many more comments.
We like that.
Yeah, and it's just it's not good. So again, we have to remember like couples therapy or call it quits. So based on the information we get from all this, like let's see what you guys think because I don't know.
Okay.
So the top comment on the original post that was removed is not the asshole. He's either trying to spend his birthday with another girl or spending his birthday with his friends is more preferable to him than spending it with you and friends. Either way, this is a red flag territory, and I'd reassess this relationship. And that's like what I was saying, like it gives me really bad vibes where it's like, hey, let's go on a boys trip and just go fuck girls, like blah, 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 blah. Because it's like, she sounds like she's chill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, your girlfriend's going to be like fifth wheeling with you and all your buddies. She sounds like she was very accommodating. It was like, I just want him to have a good time. I want to be there. I want to hang. I want to be included. And so for her to be like, then like, you're not coming. It's kind of like, whoa,
well, for him.
Yeah, but it's like, well, why don't you want me there?
And see, I get the red flags. I'm not immediately getting that this is to go and spend it with other girls. I'm getting that this is, okay, you're going to book this trip and I can go enjoy time with my friends without my girlfriend kind of fifth wheeling, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't getting the immediate, oh, yeah, let's go party with all these other girls, like bachelor party style. That's not what I was feeling. I was feeling more of the, oh, thanks for booking this for me. This is going to be so cool. And I'm going to have a really great time with my friends. Which is still, I don't understand the thinking. Regardless, yes, the cheating takes it in a whole new ball game if that's kind of the plan here.
Yeah.
But it's still just how he just doesn't understand that it wasn't that from the beginning. It was just.
But it almost makes you wonder if they're truly on two different pages. Like, I know some people, like, I dated a guy who his family owned a restaurant. He was very well off. And he never, like, wanted to be official. Like, it was kind of just, like, this awkward stage of, like, a situationship. And I would still get very nice things. I was still treated very well. So I look at this where it's like, okay, granted, like, she's got a fucking car. Like, he's gifted her a car, 3 dogs.
Yeah, why 3? That's a lot of dogs.
That's a lot of fucking pets. If you can handle it, good for you. But, like,
No, yeah.
You're fucking 21. Like, 3 dogs? I can't even handle one.
It's a big commitment.
I can't even. We split custody with my dog right now. Like, I can't even handle a half a dog.
It just feels like a trip that would be booked by him, for him,
Exactly.
and his friends. Not.
That's yes.
Yeah.
If you want a boys trip, then book it your fucking self. don't let your girlfriend book this. And like,
yeah, and they'd all probably book it together for your birthday.
yeah. So OP comments back to that one where they're like, not the asshole.
Yeah.
He's spending it with another girl, or like red flag. And so OP goes, that's honestly the vibes I got. I found a way better house in the Dominican Republic, way bigger and quite a bit cheaper. He wouldn't even look at the house in DR and insisted he go to Puerto Rico. I got the vibes he had someone in Puerto Rico he wanted to spend his birthday with. But I also thought that might be a tad crazy.
But why even bring it up? Why even get to the point where you're discussing this with this girlfriend, or whatever you think it is? If that's your plan, why even bring it up so that she books it? It's not like you're desperate and starving for cash to go on this trip to see someone. Why even bring it up in the first place?
I think
Why not, hey, I'm going to do this trip with my boys to Puerto Rico, and then I'll come back and we'll do an awesome weekend when I get back. Why even make it this awkward? If you're trying to hide shit, why make it so obvious?
This little bitch probably thought he was getting a free party planner. He thought he was going to have his nice little girlfriend be happy at home, complacent at home, and he was going to get a fucking party planner for free.
Well, if he thinks that, and if he thinks he's hiding this shit, it's really not a great way to go into it.
No, but he's not hiding it. He's saying, oh, babe, you can come 5 days after. Come towards the end of the trip. Like,
That's making it sketchy.
yeah.
There's ways, if you were planning this and planning to do these bad things, there's ways to do it without being that sketchy. I don't know.
Boys are dumb sometimes. Boys are not very bright.
Like, yeah.
Boys are just silly gooses. So OP's like comments are like all crazy.
Yeah,
So
let's rapid fire them.
So someone comments on this and basically says, so not on the original post, but on the post where I actually found the story where they reposted it.
Mm-hmm.
But they essentially go, oh, her relationship is a train wreck. He gave her herpes, chlamydia, which caused a miscarriage. He cheats on her. He doesn't want her to come on a trip she planned. She should DTMFA, which is dump the motherfucking asshole. But that seems unlikely. And so someone else goes, after taking a look at OP's common history, looks like the same boyfriend gave her 2 STDs. Yikes.
Oh, okay.
And
Wow.
yeah. And so you go through this, and one of, the posts that they had that they deleted, it was, I contracted a lifelong disease from a man after a 3-year relationship. And so someone goes, a large percentage of the world has herpes without symptoms. You'd struggle to find someone who doesn't have it. And then they go, just to add, if he's not your first partner, there's no way to verify if you did indeed contract it from him or if you've had it all along. You can carry herpes for years and never know until you have testing like you did. And she goes, first relationship, he got tested as this was my first, and he has had many. Second relationship, I didn't take the precautions. And this is from OP. So same boyfriend that gave her these STDs.
So that's all from just the comment stream.
This is all of her comment history. So like posts that she's commented on.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily the post we're reading.
Oh, wow. People went in.
Yeah. So people really dug. And like I scrolled to the bottom of her comments, and that's how I found that one myself. So that was reading it from her.
Got it.
And again, they comment like, even if my partner were to have herpes and inform me, we could have practiced safe sex. For me, it's not so much about a lot of people have it. More say a lot of people who have casual sex contract it. That's not a decision I made for myself. I've had sex with 2 people my whole 21 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically alluding to the fact that like he gave it to her. Again, goes into details about like talking with her mom. Her mom asked her why they weren't wearing condoms, blah, 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 blah. She assumed that they were both healthy in a monogamous relationship. Obviously not the case. And then we get into like, it just keeps going. Like the comments about this situation particularly are just, it's extensive. Like I don't even know which comment to pick, but basically her just being like, why doesn't a 23-year-old guy want some sex on his birthday? I would be absolutely stupid to think he will just wait until he gets back to me.
True.
OP knows.
True.
OP knows in her gut.
That is a good point.
OP knows. Like, I think like this is what's really hard about this one is she puts in this comment, I thought the same thing, but chucked it up as being paranoid and crazy. And that's the thing I think in a lot of these situations that we've read so far on this theme. It's like, do you trust your gut, or do you like kind of keep putting yourself in this situation where you kind of already know the result? You've been down this path.
Yeah. Well, and I think the thing that limits a lot of that too is once you cross that bridge of making an accusation or starting to question someone's faithfulness, you really can't take it back. I think in some sense it is fine as long as you are pretty confident, but I also it feels really bad when you're wrongly accused and it's just kind of like, "Oh, okay, what are you just like suspecting these things? Do you not trust me?" Like it flips in a really bad way very fast.
Yeah.
And I just think that also limits some people, but this one's a little more obvious, but I think that does kind of it makes people start to feel like, "Oh, I'm just overthinking this. I'm just too in my head," or people talk themselves out of it a little bit because they either don't want to believe it or they don't want to open the can of worms that it could be,
Yeah.
or they might think that maybe they're wrong and then they're creating a problem out of nothing. So,
I know. This is a tough one too, because I am like diving into these comments a little bit because again, you guys are just there's so many. But they go, I was planning on paying for his birthday events because I wanted to make sure he had a great birthday and great memories. He's done it for me the past 3 years. He deserves it this year. I also don't know why I would go for the last half and told him I would not be coming. No point in me booking a flight, flying hours and hours just to be out of the country for a couple hours and do it all over. I'll
yeah.
save money, time, and energy. And so she goes to, I was not paying for a trip to Puerto Rico. He and his friends were splitting the house evenly, like they have every other trip I attended. And I was paying for extras like boat, cake, decoration, presents,
Oh,
etc. I assumed, which was my fault, I was invited because he previously discussed how his friend, who was being released from jail, would be coming with us. I didn't specify if the us was him and I or him and his friends, but once again assumed him and I.
I thought she was booking the trip.
She she found the house and everything per the post. And this is why I think like
Oh, I didn't know this was like a recurring thing
it
too.
that's the thing. So why was she allowed to come on every other trip, but now this one is like it's somewhat different.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is where I'm kind of like where I'm trying to take this is like, is this truly the worst fucking communication mishap ever? Or is there more going on? Because clearly in the past,
Probably both.
there's been more going on. Like he cheated, whatever. Or even if he didn't cheat, he was dishonest about his, health.
Yeah.
And so gave her something. And so I'm just wondering, like, is this truly the worst communication style we've seen in a couple? Because another part that I didn't like in this post, the original post by her, was the fact that she said, the yacht was a surprise, so it was never mentioned. But after canceling it and only getting a partial refund, I told him what I had planned. I also told him since I would have to wait 5 days after his birthday to even see him, his gifts would not be as extravagant. It's almost like now that she knows she's not coming, she's kind of saying these things to be like, well, because I'm not coming, I'm not doing this for you. It's almost like a manipulation tactic for him to be like, well, wait, okay, no,
Yeah,
I
but
want you to come. Like
yeah, but
I want the yacht.
she's just feeling bad about it though, so it's just like a defense mechanism.
I get that, but this is where like mature communication would come into the
Well,
relationship.
yeah.
And so again, kind of like, is this terrible communication or is this just like the most toxic
I
relationship
feel like it's
ever?
both. They go hand in hand.
Oh, fuck.
I feel like the original post could have had a lot more information.
It feels, after reading the comments a little bit, like from what we've shared,
Yeah.
it feels like it was a little deceptive on purpose.
I was deceived.
I feel deceived.
Well, I was going down a whole different path here.
I know. Where were you going?
oh, how I said, like, oh, I don't know, maybe he just wants time with his friends. Like, clearly it's not.
But maybe it is. Maybe he's changed his ways and he's a good partner now.
It just doesn't feel like it's an official relationship.
It feels a little frontish, a little fake.
Yeah, and it's like, just, it's kind of like that gift thing we were talking about in the other episode, where people just shower with gifts and it's all this flashy.
Ooh, he love bombed her at the beginning with the car and shit, the dogs.
Potentially, I don't know.
It would make sense. Does she say how long they've been together? 3 years.
Oh, wow.
3 years they've been together.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
We're deep in.
Deep in, but there is a lot going on in this one. OP does kind of get into the fact that she recently got a DUI. And so stipulations were 15 days or jail, 30 days of home incarceration. The reason why people started pointing that out on this post is because of her post history. She asked like how to pass a drug test. So
We got an interesting dynamic duo here.
I did not expect this post to take the turns that it has. People are questioning how she has so much money as a 21-year-old. And she was like, I invested in crypto. I jumped in when it was around 400. Apparently, it's doing very well.
Well, I mean,
This is true.
yeah.
People are accusing her of being a sugar baby. I'm not a sugar baby, LOL. This is an invested relationship on my end. We've had a child, which I lost before she even came on this earth. We have 3 dogs. We spend almost every day together since graduating high school. He could never buy me another thing in my life, and the love I have for him would not change. Thank you for your opinion, though.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Someone else goes, I don't think you are a sugar baby, but reading your post history, 27 days ago you said that he gave you STIs that caused you to lose the baby, and now you have lifelong infections. Did that not change your opinion of him? And she goes, of course it did. Everything changed in that moment. And so someone goes, yet your relationship status didn't change. It should. Dick is a resource that is in high quantity and low in quality, and the dick you're riding is especially low in value.
Wow.
No dick is worth getting STDs for.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Put that on a t-shirt.
I'm blown away. Like, people reply to that and go, saving this for pasting at appropriate locations.
Literally.
Yeah. And so someone else goes, don't you think his cheating history is relevant for this post? And killing your child didn't change your lifelong love for him? He sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she conveniently left out a lot of information.
Definitely.
It seems like this post was like extremely manipulated to make it seem like she wanted one answer. No, you're not an asshole for being upset. But also, like, she didn't want to hear you should dump his ass.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like, it was very conveniently written.
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is a couples therapy one after really diving in. I didn't read this one at all before this. I had no idea what we were getting into.
Yeah. I mean, they just, maybe they're content with their dysfunction and like to post about it, but wow. In the most real sense, yes, it's not worth the therapy.
No, that shit's expensive. Also, one thing I do want to say too, like, I will share it on Instagram, but I found this woman who, her and her husband have been going to couples therapy since they started dating. And she was like, people judge me constantly when I tell them that we go to couples therapy. And she was just like kind of talking about it. And she was like, if your relationship is at the point where couples therapy is your last resort to save your relationship, then it might be too late already.
Yeah.
Like, couples therapy is a regular thing you should be doing to preserve the longevity of your relationship, to make your relationship last long term and be healthy, happy, have great communication, whatever. And so when you look at this situation, it's like they have already been through more than couples face in a lifetime, and they're still not connecting. So is
right,
it worth
it doesn't
it?
just seem like bad luck.
No. I think he's deliberately going out and fucking around. And they're young. Like, they've been together since high school. They've got some growing up to do.
It's a crazy life to be living.
Yeah, fucking crypto. I gotta get some, I guess. But I think she should move on. I think like too, I think a lot of people worry with partners that like gave them STIs and STDs. It's like, well, now no one's gonna love me. Like I have this lifelong disease. But I'll never forget, my dad actually dated a woman that was very, very open about her past, and her first high school boyfriend gave her herpes. And I remember we were like driving to the fucking Century City Mall one day.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, like you're out here with your boyfriend, or like your dad says you have a boyfriend." She was like, "I just, I know this isn't my place. I'm not your mom, I'm not your dad, but just like make sure you're being safe. Like my very first boyfriend gave me herpes." And her and my dad both talked to me about it. They're like, "We take the necessary precautions. So like I don't get this. Like we don't have sex during an outbreak, blah, blah, blah." And it's like that one person pointed out too, like over 60% of the population has herpes. It's like, you're not damaged.
Is that the number?
Let's fact check. So 50% to 80% of US adults have oral herpes. So there's two types. There's HSV1 and then type 2. 67% of the population are infected with herpes, type 1. So they estimate anywhere from 50 to 80, but most common number I'm seeing, just quick Google scroll, is 67%.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's more than half. So it's like, you're not like incapable of finding love. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't define who you are. It's so stigmatized, and that's something we need to work on. But God, get the fuck out of this one. Fuck. Take your dogs and go.
Yeah.
And go.
This time.
It is time. My Minnesota accent came out there. Go.
Go.
Go. Okay, well, that was a fucking shitstorm can of worms if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. I'm happy to not be involved.